Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and let's start here. My sponsor link to linqto.com. Today until midnight Pacific time, I believe, they're doing special pricing on both Ripple and Cerberus. Cerberus being the huge, I think the largest AI chip maker. And then of course, you know about Ripple. Check this out. Dark Defender had an interesting tweet. Almost 2 years back, we had an analysis of total crypto market cap, 23 trillion by 2025. After a year later than the post, BlackRock made a statement of a $17 trillion prediction. Then Brad Garlinghouse expected $5 trillion by the end of this year in the market. I repeat, wave 3 targets 23.24 trillion. Of course, this is not financial advice. Then we've got this one from Crypto Insight UK. January 7th, 2018 is when XRP hit its all-time high, 337. The XRP dominance was 15.5% of a 691 billion total market cap. Since then, XRP's circulating supply has inflated by 69%. If XRP dominance rose to 15% today, it would place XRP's market cap at 330 billion, 2.5 times from 2017, and the price would be around 550 without any market cap growth or any crypto market growth. Currently, the crypto market cap is 3.2 times larger than when XRP was at 337. If total rises to 4.5 trillion, even 9 to 10 trillion, that's a 2 to 5 times increase, putting XRP between $11 and $27.50. The barrier isn't market cap, it's attention. Will XRP capture the same hype as before? Only time will tell. I got my money on it doing so. FBI is warning that North Korea is trying to hack and steal U.S. crypto and Bitcoin ETF funds. When I read this, I immediately read this article as this. FBI warns that North Korea is trying to hack and steal U.S. crypto because the FBI is trying to hack and steal crypto. I don't believe anything that comes out of our 3-letter agencies, and I don't think many people do at this point. And at the end of this video, in DAIXRP.com today, you're really not going to trust any of them. Now, this is the Cantor Fitzgerald CEO. This is an interesting 2 minutes right here, because he keeps talking about Bitcoin because that's his book. But it's not just Bitcoin. Listen to what's coming.
Easiest way to get a clear view of where Bitcoin is going over the next 5 years is take a look at the last 5.
That better not be copyrighted
The last 5,
music.
Bitcoin has been an outsider in the finance business, becoming closer and closer and closer. Right now, there's an ETF just starting to go a little bit mainstream, maybe a toe in the water of mainstream, but banks still can't clear it. Banks still can't transact in it. Banks still can't custodian it. Banks still won't transact in it, and they won't finance it yet. I think people misunderstand traditional financial service companies. They want to transact in Bitcoin. They want new asset classes to transact in. That's just a good thing, but they need the regulator to say it's okay. Right now, today, right? If a bank were to hold your Bitcoin, they would have to set aside their own money equal to that amount in sort of like in a jail. I mean, you'd say, well, that's crazy. The answer is, that's why they don't hold it. But if you let them hold it, if the regulatory environment was good, you will see all the traditional financial service companies, the big banks, the big brokerage companies, they're all going to go headfirst into Bitcoin pond. That's what's going to happen, and it's coming. It's a slow, steady process. But eventually there's going to be a CFTC chair who says, you know what? Bitcoin is a financial asset and we're going to treat it as such. And when that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin move in a very, very strong, positive direction. So that's why I'm a fan of Bitcoin. It's going to go much higher. It always bounces around like any other financial asset, but ultimately over the next 5 years, as it gets invited into this party, up we go.
Man, I am so much more bullish on other things than Bitcoin, including I'm bullish on John Deaton beating Elizabeth Warren, because look what happened in the Republican primary last night.
He was pretty fired up. He called for unity and an end to partisan politics. And he also cast himself as a fighter for the poor and working class. Let's take a look at those numbers. Deaton coming in with 64%, Robert Antonella's 27%, and Ian Kane 9%. And that's with 40% of precincts reporting so far. Now, Deaton is a lawyer, a Marine, and also a cryptocurrency advocate. He had some tough words for Senator Elizabeth Warren.
No politician in Washington fuels division more than Elizabeth Warren. After 12 years, she's passed only one bill. She's completely absent, focused on hyper-partisan politics and advancing her own national ambitions.
Now, tonight, Senator Warren's campaign coming out with a statement essentially saying a small handful of crypto billionaires chose Deaton for this race and poured millions, in fact, into the campaign. Now, Warren also said in that statement, her campaign manager said she has agreed to 2 debates.
You had to have the music playing. Come on. That's going to get me a copyright hit. I can see that coming quick. All right. So it's a good time for a reminder that Cynthia Lummis, who's supposed to be all about being pro-crypto, I question that. I question whether she's pro only Bitcoin and Ethereum. Because remember, she didn't lift a finger when we were uncovering ETHgate. And I think that she has a problem with John Deaton that goes all the way back to that. I think that's the reason for this. And I asked her, so now she doesn't have any excuses now. There is no question who to support in Elizabeth Warren versus John Deaton. So I'm calling her out today, and you should too. Ask her, Cynthia, when are you going to endorse John Deaton against Elizabeth Warren? And I told Elizabeth Warren, remember, this is Elizabeth Warren. This is her working with Jamie Dimon to basically, they want to shut down crypto.
I've always been deeply opposed.
She set him up
deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Okay.
All right. So
I've always been.
What's funny is X, under this thing, corrected him and said, well, there it is. Jamie Dimon says he would close down crypto if he were the government. However, this conflicts with JP Morgan pushing their own blockchain solution, of which he has direct oversight. See, that's what we're dealing with, is liars. So I said, now it's your turn, Senator Warren. Your anti-crypto crusade will prove to be the dumbest political move in history. David Schwarz is trying to set the record straight on what was going on yesterday with the transition, them changing to wanting to do smart contracts on the XRP ledger. Why the sudden change? As many pointed out, I focused on fixed functionality of XRPL and EVM sidechain at Apex earlier this year. I genuinely didn't see how smart contracts on mainnet would work without turning XRPL into a different chain. I had convos in the past few weeks with Orchestra Finance and others in the community that made me recognize that programmability on mainnet can work if key challenges are addressed. Ledger bloat, TPS loss, and bugs exploits. I think the best way to mitigate these risks is to take small steps that lead in the right direction, and it's great to have historical data of how Hooks has worked on Zahao. I fully acknowledge that plenty of smart minds came to this conclusion that programmability makes sense for mainnet much earlier. Why now? Besides the above, we also felt the sense to share our thinking ahead of XRP community gatherings in Korea and Japan this week. Because of these important in-person chances to discuss programmability, this is honestly the only reason for the timing. There is no hidden agenda. We have and will continue to be transparent about what we're thinking. We're committed to regular community calls, design reviews with external community members, stakeholders, blog posts explaining considerations, thought process, any designs we propose. And then we had this. This is Apex Round 2. Brad Garlinghouse and Joel Katz are on stage, discuss everything in the days of building XRP Ledger, new programmability, RL USD. Here they are shaping the future of the XRP Ledger. This is making me want to buy more XRP, folks. And then Monica Long was also on stage. We have license and regulatory oversight to create greater confidence in our product. I love this. Bridging TradeFi and DeFi. Bringing tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on XRPL with Open Eden. And then this is what came out of it. This is the headline, probably. Weeks, not months. That's the timeline the Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse gave for the company's upcoming US dollar pegged stablecoin Ripple USD, real USD. Weeks, not months. And then we're also weeks away from finding out whether Gary Gensler's going to appeal or not. We're less than weeks away from Ripple paying their $125 million fine. But something I wanted to mention here in this article, the second time I've heard Brad Garlinghouse say this, he said they came out, they decided to do real USD when they saw USDC lose its peg. Was that a year or two ago? That's when they decided to do it. Okay, I'll skip that part. We're going to go into DAIXRP.com. And here we got two new whistleblowers, one in the attempted you-know-what of X47, and then we've got another one for another event that we know they lied about. And then we've got an overall explanation that will open your eyes about what looks to be really a major cover-up. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.